Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. Beloved food truck Crepes Bonaparte has opened its first brick-and-mortar store in downtown Fullerton. Chef owner Christian Murcia joins us today to share the secrets of his Crepes Banana Foster. Just the thought of it makes me hungry. Welcome, Christian.
Thanks so much for having me.
I'm thrilled that you're here. And I understand that you came up with this crepe concept while you were attending my favorite university.
Yours and mine both.
Yes.
In college, I got my degree in entrepreneurial studies and had been to Europe a few times, loved French crepes. You'd have them on the streets, and they just didn't have anything like that here. It was usually a sit-down restaurant, but didn't really have that street sort of feel to it. So came up with a French crepe concept, run a food truck, and then now we're in a restaurant.
So you're going to make Bananas Foster your way today.
Correct, yeah. So we're doing, it's kind of our take on Bananas Foster. It's a little bit different than what you're used to, but we use an Italian mascarpone cheese, cinnamon sugar, caramel, banana, and of course a delicious crepe with it.
Wonderful. Show me your crepes.
All right, let's do this. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start on the batter.
All right.
You can do this in a blender. I find it's just easier to do. It's not making as much of a mess. Just start off with the liquid ingredients on the bottom first. We'll start off with 2 cups of milk, a little bit of canola oil in here, and then we'll put 3 eggs. So this is gonna make anywhere between about 8 and 10 different crepes.
And can you make crepes in advance?
You can. I always prefer made to order. They're the best way to do it. And it's not that hard. So lastly, we'll put in the flour here. Make sure the top's nice and secure. You can use buckwheat flour, or we're just using white flour today, usually easier to find. All right. We'll mix it all up. Just make sure all that flour has been pushed down here.
There's always a little ornery flour.
Yeah.
Can I make this batter in advance?
You can, yeah. So it holds for 3 to 5 days at least. So you can make this, during the week and enjoy crepes throughout the week. Okay, so we have it all done here. It's best to let this sit in the fridge for about an hour or so, but if you're in a pinch, you can always use it to order. So.
What kind of flame do you want under there, Chef?
So you want to get a nice brown bottom to the crepes. So I recommend medium to medium-high heat.
Okay. That's what you've got here.
Definitely not anything too hot, otherwise you're going to burn it, just like you would a pancake. Pan spray, you can use butter. I just like pan spray, it's easier. So what I'll do in the interim right now though is I'm going to slice up our banana. You probably are good with about a half a banana per crepe that you're making.
You're slicing those a little on the diagonal, and they're thin slices.
Yeah. So I have some batter here that's been sitting a little while. We're gonna pour just a little bit, almost like a small pancake there. And then we're just gonna tilt our griddle and just go around in a circle to make sure you're coating the entire bottom of the skillet. All right, we're gonna let that sit in there for a few seconds. You wanna make sure you get the whole crepe there, and then you can take it and just flip it over.
You've done this before. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's
nice.
It
doesn't look like the first crepe.
Well, I've had practice.
Yes. But I always think if the first one doesn't look good, you get to eat that.
That's true.
Yeah.
No one's gonna complain about extra pancakes.
Yeah,
just
you
throw
can't
some powdered
lose.
sugar.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need the spatula anymore. It should come just right off, and you can just put it right in the middle of the plate here. But we're gonna fold this in half, and we're gonna put some mascarpone cheese right in the middle. It helps if you've taken the mascarpone and kind of whipped it up with a spoon. It just makes it a little easier to work with, okay? Then we're gonna put the bananas right on top of that, okay? And then we're gonna put a little bit of cinnamon sugar here. I like a lot of cinnamon sugar.
I love cinnamon sugar.
We're gonna put some caramel sauce, both inside and on top. So just a little bit on the inside here. Then we're gonna fold this up in a little triangle, okay? You can use whipped cream. If you made it at home, it's great. Otherwise, I like things easy, so we just got some whipped cream here from the store. And of course, you gotta do caramel drizzle on top as well. This is what makes it look nice.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And then lastly, some powdered sugar. So there you go. This is our Bananas Foster crepe.
Oh, it's beautiful, Christian. You know what? I can hardly wait to dig in.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Roasting carrots brings out their sweet side. I love to team them with dukkha, a blend of nuts, seeds, and spices. It's a concoction with Egyptian roots. Tender carrots, crunchy dukkha, and a little plain Greek yogurt on the side. Start by preheating the oven to 400 degrees. And then on a rimmed baking sheet, you're going to roast the carrots. And I like to use small or medium carrots, and I like to choose them in different colors. They're all tossed with a little olive oil, and I do that right on the rimmed baking sheet, a little kosher salt, and then into that preheated 400-degree oven for about a half an hour. I want them to be tender, and I want them to be beautifully caramelized. About halfway through the roasting, give the pan a shake. And here they are. So the dukkha. We need some toasted sesame seeds. The recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of sesame seeds, so I usually do them 1/3 of a cup at a time, just in a little skillet over medium-high heat, giving it a good shake. And it's really something that you can't really multitask with. You have to keep your eye on them because you have to give them a good shake, every 20 seconds or so, until they're nice, lightly browned. Then cool them. Next, we need to grind the spices. And I use a little inexpensive coffee grinder. And I have one for coffee beans and one that I save for spices. So in goes some coriander seed and some cumin seed. And I want to grind those up. Beautiful. I have some beautiful cashews here that are roasted. And also some pistachios that are also roasted. They can be salted or unsalted. You just at the end have to adjust the salt to be right. So what we're going to do is pulse it, because we want some left fairly large and others ground up, so it's a nice texture. Sesame seeds, my spices. The smell is irresistible. I'm going to give it a little taste. It's so good. Want a little bit of salt. Remembering that the carrots have already been salted. Carrots in place. I've left a little space for some yogurt. And then the dukkha. And the leftover dukkha you can keep stored in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks, well sealed. And it is delicious on just about anything, from chicken breasts to cottage cheese. Anything, it's delicious. The produce aisles are filled with so many delicious choices. Try something new, have an adventure.